Welcome back to our $100 to $10,000 series. It has been a month since I started this series, and so since the new month is almost upon us, we have deposited another $100 into our account. For the week, we are up 3.03%, and overall, we're up 8.46%. Diving straight into the news of the week, we saw the market recover from its fall earlier in the week after President Trump announced that he would eliminate special treatment towards Hong Kong. So far, ever since Britain returned control of Hong Kong to China in 1997, a one country, two systems deal allowed Hong Kong to maintain its economic freedom and autonomy. And the deal is supposed to last for 50 years. But in 2019, Hong Kong's legislature proposed an extradition bill that would allow criminal suspects to be extradited to mainland China, which many saw as China getting the power to subject people to arbitrary detention and unfair trials, taking away the people's freedom of speech. As a result, Hong Kong has been ravaged by protests and police brutality since 2019. And now, China's legislature passed a national security law that would authorize mainland China to prevent, quote, secession, subversion, terrorism, and foreign interference in Hong Kong. Beijing has argued that Hong Kong will remain semi-autonomous because the new law only applies to terrorists or separatists. But on this news, Secretary of State Mike Pompeo informed Congress that the US no longer views Hong Kong as separate from mainland China. But it is not yet certain what this will mean for Hong Kong and its relationship with the United States. And according to the US Department of Commerce, consumer spending has dropped a record 13.6% in April of this year. That's a huge drop, considering it dropped only 6.9% in March and rose 0.2% in February, before the lockdown was initiated in the US. But surprisingly, personal income went up 10.5%, or $1.97 trillion, even though most businesses that were shut down remained shut for the entire month of April. Reading the news release from the Bureau of Economic Analysis, this rise in personal income is caused by federal economic recovery payments to businesses and individuals. But even with more money in people's pockets, spending is still falling since the month of March because people are afraid of what is to come, and many are preparing for an extended period of economic downturn. And so, the personal saving rate, which is a percentage of money saved over the amount of disposable personal income, hit a record high of 33%, compared to 8.2% back in February. I think this is a good thing because it shows that people are aware of how serious the effects of the pandemic could be, and hopefully people will be able to keep it up. On Saturday, the SpaceX Dragon rocket launched successfully, and the astronauts Bob Behnken and Doug Hurley are on the International Space Station. The SpaceX Dragon capsule has been previously used to resupply the International Space Station and bring cargo back to Earth, but it's the first time SpaceX has carried people to its destination. It is estimated that human space travel is going to be a $1 trillion industry over the next few decades. But because SpaceX is still a private company, unlike Tesla, you can't buy shares of it right now. But there's one other company that is preparing to take a majority stake of the space industry. It's a company called Virgin Galactic, trading under ticker symbol SPCE. At the time of recording, one share of Virgin Galactic last traded for $17.04, valuing the company at $3.59 billion. This seems very cheap considering the barrier to entry for the space industry is extremely high and the potential for growth is also very high. But investors are considering the high risk as well when accounting for the value of this company. Because there haven't been any precedents to a public space company, many are doubting if space travel will really be a lucrative business, especially with such high costs for customers with ticket prices being hundreds of thousands of dollars per flight. And simply looking at the company's income, we see the company is losing money, which makes sense because Virgin Galactic hasn't started its flights yet, and it has been postponing its flights for years and raising its ticket prices. So this worries investors as to really how long it will take for flights to begin and if the flights will be without issues. I plan to do a more in-depth video on Virgin Galactic in the near future, so please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button with the notification bell turned on. And thank you guys so much for watching, and let me know if you guys have any questions or have any topics that you would like me to cover in my next videos.